The house is still. Refrigerator hum. A coffee maker clicks alive. Abigail, early 30s, barefoot in an oversized cardigan, moves like she's rehearsed every step. 2 sugars, splash of cream, chipped blue mug angled to hide the crack from the lip. She knows which floorboard near the fridge groans. She tightropes past it without a sound. She sets bacon on a cold pan. The oven light clicks on, warm honey across the counters. Banana bread wrapped in parchment waits like a small kindness nobody will remember. Int bedroom, 7 a.m. Piles of laundry bloom across a well-made bed. Whites, darks, delicates. Benjamin, 40, sleeps diagonally, one arm flung over the pillow. The morning window draws a soft rectangle over the new lines at his eyes. He murmurs, insists he doesn't snore. He does. Abigail watches him for a beat, anthropologist observing a familiar animal. Then she folds a blue Oxford shirt with practiced precision, collar flat, sleeves crossed, third button fastened. The fold is a muscle memory 9 years deep. She places the shirt third from the left in the closet. That's where he expects it. Expectation is their language. Int kitchen, 8:15 a.m. Benjamin thumps down the stairs, hair stubborn on the left, cologne she hasn't smelled since dating days clouding the air. He doesn't look up. Benjamin. Coffee? Abigail slides the chipped mug into his waiting hand. He drinks without tasting. He sits, she plates, over-easy eggs, yolks patient and shining, toast golden but not too crisp, banana bread wrapped in parchment, waits like a small kindness nobody will remember. Int dining area, late morning. They're dressed for brunch. Abigail smooths knit over her hips. Benjamin checks his phone's reflection, sucks in his stomach, fixes hair, again, the cologne. His thumbs pause over his screen, hovering on a name. Katie Walsh. A notification from Facebook. Hiking trail. Sun flare. A smile that's all teeth and freedom. Benjamin. Remember Katie? From high school. She just got divorced. Really found herself. Hiking, meditation. We should get hiking boots. Start being more active. We means he. Abigail nods like she's heard a joke to be polite. Int brunch restaurant, noon. Crowded, bright. The cutlery clinks under conversation. Sarah and Tom wave from a corner table. Abigail sits. Benjamin sits faster. Waiter. For you? Benjamin. She'll have the spinach salad, dressing on the side. Abigail had been eyeing the French toast arriving at the next table in a fog of powdered sugar. She smiles, a skill sharpened by repetition. Abigail, to Sarah, warming. So I've got this student, Marcus. Reading's been tough for him, but Friday? Benjamin. Did you see the game? Fourth quarter? Insane. He pivots to Tom. The conversation follows him like iron to a magnet. Abigail's story evaporates mid-air. She leans back, her story shrinking until it fits in the thimble he leaves her 20 minutes later. Benjamin. Remembering her, what were you saying? About a student? Abigail. He read a full page without stopping. Benjamin flags the waiter for more coffee. The thimble tips. The moment is gone. Int restaurant, women's room. Moments later. Harsh mirror lights. Sarah reapplies lipstick. Sarah. Soft. Dangerous. Does he always do that? Abigail. Do what? Sarah. Interrupt. Flatten you. Treat your stories like halftime. Abigail opens her mouth to explain, finds no words. In the mirror's double, she sees 2 women. One that exists before checking his face, one after. When's the last time he asked about your day and listened? Silence thickens like icing. Abigail blinks first. He's tired, work's been... Abigail's smile looks painted on. She leaves it there. Outside. He beams. It's easy to please people when you are a mirror. Exterior, little downtown cafe. Thursday morning. Sarah pushes a mug toward Abigail, fingers tense around the ceramic. Sarah. He said what? Abigail. Plain. 2 weeks with Katie to find himself. And you said that I hoped he'd find it. Sarah searches her friend's face for smoke, for cracks. She finds stone instead. Cool, deliberate. Abigail Thompson. What are you planning? Abigail stirs honey into her coffee. The spoon tings glass like a conductor's baton. I'm supporting my husband's growth. Isn't that what wives do? Sarah leans back, startled, then slowly smiles, the dangerous kind she wore when she solved trick questions in college. You're back. Abigail doesn't confirm. She doesn't deny. She sips. Interior bedroom, night. Benjamin's reflection devours attention. He's practicing smiles meant for someone else's camera. Socks pulled up to mid-calf, hiking pants with too many pockets. He is a mannequin trying to look like a man. In the shadowed hallway, Abigail moves room to room with her phone, documenting. Coffee maker bought with birthday money, framed prints from her grandmother, her books, spines creased, annotated. Ownership lines glow visible under night vision. He doesn't notice. He is busy admiring his profile. Do these pants make me look younger? They make you look like yourself. He sighs, satisfied by an answer that isn't one. Interior living room, late night. The house is a museum exhibit titled Marriage. Abigail, alone on the couch, opens her laptop. A private browser, a bookmark listing, apartment. 3rd floor corner, light in the mornings. Keys already collected, lease executed 3 months ago, a quiet contingency plan with white walls and open windows. She runs a finger over the photograph, a small kitchen where sunlight puddles on tile. A life raft built in secret while she convinced herself the ship wasn't sinking. Exterior house, Friday dawn. Birds, the lift of a beginning. Benjamin is already up, jittering, checking, rechecking, rehearsing departure as identity. He kisses her forehead, light as irresponsibility. I'll come back renewed. We'll rebuild stronger than ever.
They leave the recliner that never matched anything. They leave the exercise bike that carried more sweaters than sweat. They leave the massive masculine entertainment center that turned the room into a lobby for a life she wasn't living. Interior entryway, 3:55 p.m. Abigail pauses with the last box, a tangle of paintbrushes sticking up like tall grass. She looks around. The house is a mouth missing teeth, awkward, honest. She hangs her keys on the hook, then takes them down, considers, slides one into an envelope labeled spare, places it under the welcome mat where the mat has always hid complicity. She closes the door from the outside. The latch clicks with the soft finality of a gavel. Exterior, street, moments later. A convoy. U-Haul in the lead, Sarah's hatchback tucked close, Tom's truck guarding the rear. The camera rides shotgun with Abigail beside Lisa, city blocks ticking under wheels like beads through fingers. Say it. Say what? Something that belongs only to you. Abigail watches light strobe over her hands. The city opens toward downtown, glass spines spearing sky. She tries a sentence on, like a dress that might fit. I like silence in the mornings. And lavender on bread. And I want the pictures at my eye level, not his. Lisa grins. The playlist swells. Exterior apartment building, late afternoon. Brick, vines, a courtyard with stubborn rosemary. 3rd floor corner unit catching west light like a promise. The convoy noses in. Interior, apartment, continuous. A door opens to a new air. Empty rooms breathe. The windows throw paintings of light on bare walls. Abigail steps inside and her shoulders drop like a bag set down. Okay, traffic control. China to kitchen, books to life, paint to the room that will never be a gym. They move, a practiced ballet of love disguised as logistics. Tom and the grandson carry the couch up a stairwell painted with neighbors' scuffs. Sarah hangs the first thing, a small framed print that reads in neat handwriting, "Here." Interior kitchen, sunset. Boxes unzip. China nests in cabinets that smile with evening light. The good coffee maker takes a rightful place. Sarah places the chipped blue mug in front, like a flag. Claim it. Abigail does. She turns the tap, fills the kettle. The apartment starts to sound like her. Interior, spare room, dusk. It will be a studio. North light, quiet. Abigail lays brushes on the sill. She opens a canvas that still smells like store dust. She doesn't paint yet. It's enough to set the easel upright, to watch it stand like a spine. Interior, living room, night. The bones of a home are visible now. Rug down, couch facing windows instead of a TV altar. Lamps with warm halos. Lisa dims one and the room exhales. Tom, we'll grab dinner. You two, sit. They leave. The door clicks, silence blooms, not the old kind, heavy with swallowing words, but a new kind, humming with possibility. Abigail stands in the middle of the room and shakes, not with fear, with release. Laughter knocks into tears, tears into laughter. She presses her palms to her eyes, then lets them fall. Interior kitchen, later. She eats standing up. A sandwich from Mrs. Chin, too much mustard, perfect. Her phone buzzes face down on the counter. Once, twice, then an arrhythmic storm. She doesn't touch it. She opens it only to text, Sarah, home, breathing. The screen blooms with previous anyway. Benjamin, 1 new voicemail, Benjamin, 4, 9, 14. The numbers climb like ivy. She flips the phone over, screen down, and sets her mug on top of it. The simplest boundary in the world. Wait. Interior bathroom, night. Steam halos a mirror. Someone hums from a nearby apartment, off-key and human. She brushes her teeth to the rhythm of the building. She wraps in a towel and grins at her reflection like they've just met at a party and already know they'll be friends. Interior bedroom, later. A mattress on a frame Tom assembled with the reverence of cathedral carpenters. New sheets crackle. Cool cotton swallows her whole. She starfishes, owning diagonals, the geometry of a person no longer shrinking to fit. Through the window, city constellations, small dramas in other windows. Somewhere in the distance, a siren sings. Somewhere closer, a neighbor laughs. The world keeps happening and she's inside it, not under it. Her phone, on the kitchen counter, keeps pulsing unheard. Across town, a porch light clicks on over a man with too much gear and not enough life skills. Montage. Elsewhere. Night. Benjamin, in a mountain-branded hoodie under his parents' porch light, realizes the welcome mat holds no spare key anymore. He peels it back, finds only concrete and the embarrassing face a person makes when consequence is cold. Airport bar after midnight. Katie Walsh, eyes smudged, slides a pair of pristine hiking boots across sticky wood towards a trash can. She laughs once, humorless, and lets them fall. Social media feed. A shaky video uploads, captioned, "Girl, don't." A creek catches 2 brand new boops. They bob, surrendering to current. Neighborhood group chat. Mrs. Chin's grandson types, "He came home early. He is yelling at the lawn." A string of cry-laughing emojis march behind it. Back to. Interior Abigail's apartment, night. Street light paints a pale ladder across her ceiling. Abigail lies awake a beat, then not. Sleep brushes her like a cat that finally trusts her. Smash cut. Interior Abigail's kitchen, morning. Kettle sings. She pours into the chipped blue mug, her mug, and looks out at a city washed clean. The phone, no longer a weapon, blinks with notifications. She lifts it, scrolls. Benjamin, where are you? Benjamin, we need to talk like adults. Benjamin, you abandoned our home. Benjamin, please. Benjamin, a screenshot of a Facebook post, vague booking about betrayal and loyalty. The next notification is different. 3 separate forwards of the same link. Sarah, Lisa, Tom. She taps. A video opens. Wind, water, a woman's voice edged with fury. You want to find yourself, Ben? Start with honesty. 2 boots ride a mountain creek like guilty little boats. Abigail watches, expression unreadable, then a smile starts at one corner. Not cruel, clean. She turns the phone face down again. The kettle hisses its last breath. The city outside brightens by a shade. She lifts the mug, sips. Beat. She walks to the studio doorway and rests her hand on the easel.
Light slips across the kitchen tile. Abigail scrolls with one thumb, the other hand around her chipped blue mug. On screen. Katie's Creek video loops, boots bobbing away, views exploding, comments multiplying. Someone has already added it to the high school alumni page. Remember Ben and Katie? Some electives never end. A knock. She opens the door to Sarah, already breathless. Sarah. We have memes. Interior, living room, continuous. They sit shoulder to shoulder, laughing into their coffees as Sarah swipes. A photo of Benjamin in brand new hiking gear. Transformational journey, day 2, forgot honesty at home. Screenshot of his vague Facebook post. Sometimes the person you trust most becomes a stranger. Replies, blister. Coworkers, neighbors, an old coach. One comment from Mrs. Chin. Pay bills first, find self later. Abigail, half laugh, half exhale. The internet is a choir. Her phone buzzes again. New voicemail from Patricia Mull. She silences it. Seconds later, another voicemail. The chorus tries new harmonies. Sarah, you don't owe anyone sound. Abigail nods. She doesn't press play. Exterior, elementary school, late morning. Children's art flaps like bright flags across classroom windows. Abigail directs second graders lining up for recess. The world stays ordinary. That is the miracle. Secretary, off-screen, from the doorway. Miss Thompson, there's a situation in the parking lot. Exterior, school parking lot, moments later. Benjamin stands by a silver sedan with a dented door and the posture of collapse. He's thinner, eyes swallow blue, hair uncombed. A security guard stays planted between him and the building. 3 moms hover nearby. Jennifer, Rachel, Melissa. Phones recording with the casual authority of women who will not be intimidated. Benjamin, to guard. Too loud. She's my wife. Melissa. Ex-wife. She's working. Jennifer. Isn't he the Creek Boots guy? Rachel. No, he's the self-discovery guy. Benjamin spots Abigail at the doorway and tries a softer voice, the one he used to return overdue apologies. Abby, please, talk to me. Abigail. You're trespassing at my workplace. He flinches. Security. Sir, you'll have to leave. Benjamin. We could fix... A child's laughter snags the air. Abigail glances back at her students in the yard. Priority is a straight line you can walk. Abigail. Leave. Now. He hesitates. The guard and 3 moms don't. He lowers his eyes, peels off, climbs into the sedan, and drives away. The moms lower their phones but keep their spines. Abigail nods gratitude, visible and small. Interior, teacher's lounge, lunch. Microwave hum, ancient fridge rattle. Abigail grades watercolor self-portraits. Her phone lights with a new name, Marcus, Ben's boss. She answers, speaker on, hands still moving among papers. Marcus Vio. Abigail, I wanted you to hear from me. We had to let Ben go. I see. Marcus Vio. Henderson presentation. He told the client.
Market expansion is ego and suggested meditation? Then HR found couples therapy excuses that weren't. He clears his throat, embarrassed for another man. Marcus Vio. For what it's worth, we all knew you were the adult keeping the roof up. Click. Line dead. Abigail sits down a gold star on a painting of a girl with lavender hair. Exterior, Abigail's apartment, Tuesday morning. Doorbell. She opens to a courier with a manila envelope. Legal stamps. She signs.
This family will fix its reputation. End Abigail's classroom morning. Sunlight stripes construction paper. Abigail kneels beside Emma, 7, whose hands glow in purple paint. Emma. Miss Thompson, my mom says the man with the guitar got arrested. Was that your story? Abigail, smiling. Everyone has a story, Emma. Some people just change the ending. End Abigail's studio, after school. The canvas from before is finished. A woman walking away from a burning house made of laundry. She signs A.T. A knock. Lisa enters holding mail and a croissant. Mortgage papers, you're approved. Also, the world wants an update. Hashtag Team Abigail is trending. Abigail laughs, one full surprised sound. Let them watch you live. That's revenge enough. Into Abigail's apartment, night. Wine open, candle lit. A soft knock. James, in 30s, gentle, tired, Lily's dad from the fundraiser, stands holding 2 coffees. They ran out of lavender lattes, so I made my own version. Probably terrible. Abigail tastes it, smiles. Not terrible. Brave. They talk. He listens without interrupting. Camera stays on her face, learning what that feels like. Exterior neighborhood Facebook feed. Montage. Post. Ben Mitchell asks for lawyer recommendations. Comments. Try therapy first. Patricia's prayer request earns laugh reacts. A clip of Abigail's art students painting cardboard doors captioned "Opening Ourselves." Thousands of shares. Int Law Office. Day. Linda slides Benjamin's counteroffer across the desk to Abigail. He's asking for half your inheritance and lifetime alimony because you abandoned him during a spiritual crisis. Abigail stifles laugh. At least he's consistent. Linda. Judge will throw it out, but I saved it for the memoir. They clink coffee cups like champagne. Exterior Abigail's apartment balcony. Evening. City lights stutter on. Below, music from a street busker threads through traffic. Abigail leans on the rail, phone buzzing. Sarah texts a screenshot of Benjamin's latest post. Sometimes silence is crueler than words. Abigail types nothing back. She sets the phone down, watches sky bleed pink to blue. James joins her with 2 cups of tea. Big week? Abigail. A quiet one. Best kind. He nods. Below them, a train horn slides through the evening, a sound of leaving that no longer hurts. A soft gold sunrise bleeds over downtown. The city hums awake. Coffee carts, joggers, the sound of a saxophone on a street corner. On a quiet tree-lined street, Abigail's apartment has become something else entirely. The balcony holds plants, wind chimes, and a drying rack for painted canvases. A small brass plate near the door reads, Studio AT, Art and Teaching. Into Abigail's studio, morning. The walls pulse with color, paintings stacked like conversations. Some soft, some furious, some both. Children's drawings frame one wall. Hearts, suns, crooked letters spelling, Miss T, you're the best. Abigail, mid-30s now, hair shorter, lighter, more herself, moves between easels. A radio hums jazz. She brushes texture into a canvas, showing a woman standing on a pier facing an endless ocean. Her phone buzzes. Sarah calling. Brewster's Cafe, 9 a.m. Press showing up for your exhibit. Wear the power color. I have 3 power colors. Sarah Vio. Then wear all 3. You earned Technicolor. Abigail laughs softly, sets down her brush and steps into the light spilling from her window. Into Brewster's Cafe later. The cafe from a year ago looks smaller now. A banner hangs, Local Artist Spotlight. Abigail Thompson, The Geometry of Leaving. Camera shutters click. Patrons whisper. Sarah waves from the corner, phone in hand. Lisa is there too, wearing oversized sunglasses indoors. James arrives with Lily, carrying flowers wrapped in brown paper. Lily, Miss Thompson, we brought daisies. Abigail, they're perfect, just like you. A local reporter approaches. Reporter, your work is raw, hopeful but honest. Is it about loss? Abigail looks past the reporter, eyes landing briefly on the corner where Benjamin once stood begging forgiveness. That memory feels like a story she read years ago, not one she lived. Abigail, it's about finding the space you take up when no one's asking you to shrink. Montage, the geometry of leaving. Guests drift through white walls lined with Abigail's canvases, hands unfolding from laundry piles, women stepping into light, houses dissolving into rivers. A plaque under one painting reads, "The Blue Oxford," acrylic on linen. A shirt flutters on a clothesline, sunlight cutting through it like forgiveness. Sarah stands beside a group of critics, pretending not to cry. Lisa live streams the event with the caption, #FoundHerself, Abigail Thompson Art. James photographs Abigail when she's not looking. Sarah sneaks hors d'oeuvres giggling. Int exhibit later. A hush moves through the crowd. Benjamin appears at the doorway. No entourage, no confidence. Just a man-shaped echo wearing a suit that doesn't fit anymore. He hesitates, sees the paintings, sees her laughing, living, shining. He steps closer. Benjamin. She turns, calm, composed. Hello, Benjamin. Benjamin. I saw the posts. I just wanted to say congratulations. Abigail. Thank you. He looks around, struggling to find the script that used to work on her. There isn't one. Benjamin. You look happy. Abigail. I am. He nods, small, defeated. I finally started therapy, for real this time. Abigail. Good. Keep going. He stands there a moment longer, then quietly steps away. The crowd parts, and he dissolves into it. Sarah joins her, eyes sharp. That was him, wasn't it?
She slides out documents. Utility transfers completed. Account closures acknowledged. New deposit confirmations for her apartment. Her name, her credit, her survival. Phone dings. Forward from her lawyer, Linda. He's trying to access your savings. Denied. Another ding. Screenshot of a neighborhood post by Benjamin. Does anyone know a utility company that doesn't require predatory deposits? Comments savage. Try pay your bills electric. Or Mrs. Chin again, responsibility is not predatory. Abigail smiles, soft, private. She pours more coffee. Interior, Abigail's apartment. Afternoon. The phone rings. Patricia Mitchell. Abigail lets it ring 3 times, then answers. She sets her tone to neutral. Good morning, Patricia. Patricia, VO. What you've done to my son is unforgivable. He left for a 2-week trip with another woman. I relocated. Those are facts. It was camping, an innocent reunion. He called it a spiritual awakening with Katie Walsh. I remember the phrasing. Silence sticks. A throat clears a continent away. Patricia VO. I will be calling the police. You stole. I took what I bought, inherited, or earned. Anything else belongs to his shrine to background noise. Call my lawyer, Patricia. Beat. Patricia exhales a puncture sound. The line clicks dead. 2 beats later, a new caller. David Mitchell. Abigail. David. David, VO. Less knife, more paper. We should be rational. Ben made a mistake. This scorched earth. Scorched earth would be posting receipts. I chose silence. The internet chose choir. He goes quiet, recalibrating. David VO. We always wondered why you stayed. I did. David VO. Mom won't stop. You know how she is. That's a you problem now. She ends the call. She stands a moment listening to the quiet after a storm. A refrigerator hum, a distant dog, her own breath. Exterior neighborhood street. Twilight. Mrs. Chin's grandson films discreetly from the porch. Across the street, Benjamin sits on his parents' front steps, phone to ear, then thrown into the grass, then retrieved. He drags hands over his face. The camera holds a respectful distance but doesn't look away. Caption later will read, "Consequences are public sometimes." Interior Abigail studio. Night. Canvas, a clean square. Abigail mixes paint without overthinking. First stroke lands, then another. Lines gather. Colors choose each other. The painting begins as a closed door. Halfway through, it becomes a window. Her phone buzzes across the room. She doesn't cross to get it. The brush keeps time. Exterior cafe, Saturday morning. Brewster's hum. Sarah and Abigail at their window table. Steam ghosts off mugs. The door chimes. Benjamin walks in with Patricia and a woman in pearls holding a notebook like a prayer. The cafe tilts, conversations crane. Benjamin, performing repentance. Abigail, I've come to ask for forgiveness. He steps closer, voice projecting like he's auditioning. The pearl woman uncaps a pen. Benjamin continues. I want counseling, real counseling. The door chimes again. Katie Walsh walks in with a man whose bun should be ridiculous but isn't. She freezes. Fury clarifies her face. Is this the married man who told me he was separated? Patricia, stepping forward. Ma'am, you're mistaken. The Pearl Woman snaps her notebook shut like a verdict. Pearl Woman, I don't witness lies. She turns, leaves. The door's bell rings like laughter. Katie, to Abigail, I didn't know. I'm sorry. To Ben, get therapy. Real therapy. She leaves with Bunman, arm around his waist, efficient tenderness. Silence becomes a camera. Phones tilt up. Benjamin wilts. Patricia tugs his arm. They retreat. The cafe exhales as if someone cracked a window. Sarah checks phone. 3 angles already posted. Exterior, Abigail's apartment building. Afternoon. A wrong chord, then another. Benjamin stands in the parking lot with a guitar. He is 2 windows off, serenading Mrs. Kumar's living room. Benjamin, off-key, pleading, today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. Windows slide up, heads pop out, laughter travels floor to floor, a tide coming in. Mrs. Kumar waving him away, wrong apartment, Romeo! Building security arrives. Moments later, police. Gentle, but firm. Officer, sir, she's filed for divorce. This is harassment. Benjamin, it's a romantic gesture. Officer, it's trespassing. The crowd claps when he finally leaves. The video hits the community page with the caption, imagine not knowing your wife's favorite song. Interior Mediation Center. Monday. An airless conference room that smells like coffee and compromise. Abigail sits with her lawyer, Linda Greenwood. 40s, sharp suit, eyes that file everything. Across, Benjamin and his attorney. Ben unfolds a portable projector with the confidence of a man about to discover PowerPoint cannot save him. Slide 1. The case for reconciliation. An analysis of emotional abandonment. Mediator, Janet, lifts an eyebrow, pass neutral.
Benjamin. As you'll see, Abigail's departure interrupted critical personal development. Click. Here is a pie chart of my self-actualization process. Linda, cutting, lays down papers. Here are 9 years of bank statements showing my client paid 70% of household expenses. Here is a birthday card. Thanks for being my mom away from mom. Here are attestations from 12 neighbors. Here are receipts for the $3,000 retreat charged to the joint account. Janet raises a hand. The projector light quivers on Benjamin's face. Janet. Mr. Mitchell, even if your chart were relevant, you were on a romantic trip with another woman. I recommend we proceed with the original settlement. At the water cooler, Abigail fills a tiny paper cup. A man steps into her peripheral. Robert, you're Abigail. She turns. He's ordinary handsome, tired around the edges, familiar jawline from memories she doesn't own. Robert continued, I'm Katie's ex-husband. You should have this. He offers a phone. Messages glow. Timelines, lies, a map of how long Benjamin and Katie planned when wearing commitment like camouflage. Robert continued, he said he'd leave you after his promotion. She served her purpose. His words. Abigail's stomach tilts, then steadies. It isn't surprise. It's confirmation. Abigail. Thank you. She returns to the table, passes the phone to Linda, who smiles like a surgeon handed a sharper scalpel. Interior, mediation room, continuous. Linda, pleasant. We'll be adding these to the file. Benjamin deflates by inches. He signs the papers with a bulk bin pen. Abigail signs with her grandmother's Mont Blanc. The scratch of good ink sounds like tide pulling out. Elevator lobby. Moments later. The doors open, a mirrored box waiting. Benjamin makes one last attempt, voice softened to the pitch he used for getting out of tickets, late fees, blame. Benjamin. Abby, we could try. I know who I am now. Abigail. Steady. You found yourself. This is who you are. She steps into the elevator. Doors close on him, standing empty-handed, borrowed pen still uncapped in his palm. Interior. Abigail's apartment, night. Home hum. The studio door open, the new painting drying. Window, not door. The kitchen smells like fresh bread because she decided to bake at 9 p.m. for no reason. Her phone lights with a new message. Maria, Katie's friend. You don't know me. Katie didn't know he was married. He's done this before. You're not alone. Abigail types. I know. Thank you. Sends. She carries a slice of warm bread to the window, looks out at the city. Somewhere, a guitar case snaps shut. Somewhere, Patricia sharpens a story for Sunday. Somewhere, Katie posts a yoga pose that means balance you earn. Abigail exhales. No grand speech, no victory dance. Just a woman at her own window chewing bread she baked in a kitchen she chose after signing papers with a pen she kept. Her phone rests face down. The painting dries. Quiet sits with her like a friend who doesn't need to fill it. Exterior, Patricia's house. Day. A kettle shrieks against floral wallpaper. Patricia paces, phone wedged to her ear. Down the hall, Benjamin sits in his childhood bedroom, dwarfed by a twin bed and baseball trophies. The same blue Oxford shirt hangs limp on a plastic hanger. Patricia, whispery yelling, you have 40 years old and live in my guest room. Do something. Benjamin, I am. I'm filing. She stole. Patricia, she outgrew you. That's not theft. That's biology. He drops the call. She sighs. The house feels too small for both of their failures. Interior, bank office, day. Benjamin leans over a counter, sweating under fluorescent light. The bank manager scrolls through a screen. Bank manager. The inheritance account is solely in Mrs. Thompson's name. Premarital asset. But we shared... You shared Netflix, Mr. Mitchell. Not this. A nearby printer spits a denial letter. It sounds like laughter. Exterior, utility office, later. He exits clutching 3 envelopes stamped deposit required. Sunlight burns his eyes. Behind him, a customer mutters to a friend. Isn't that the hiking trip guy?
Phones tilt. Another photo joins the feed. Interior. Patricia's dining room. Evening. Family dinner. Roast. Silence. David, the lawyer brother, scrolls his phone mid-bite. Your ex posted a watercolor. 700 likes. She's in a classroom. Art is how we breathe again. Comments, love her. Patricia glares. Benjamin stabs potatoes. Benjamin, she weaponized sympathy. David, she paid the mortgage. Maybe that's just math. The chandelier hums. Patricia lifts her wine.
That was. Exterior art gallery. Sunset. Guests drift out laughing. Lisa corrals people for a group photo. Lily climbs onto a bench, holding a paintbrush like a wand. Smile, Miss Thompson. Say, freedom. Abigail and everyone, freedom. The flash catches Abigail mid-laughter, wind in her hair, the city glowing behind her. Interior Abigail's apartment, night. Later, silence again, her favorite kind. Dishes in the sink, paint under her fingernails, music low. James sits at the table, sleeves rolled up, tasting pasta sauce from a wooden spoon. More salt? No, it's perfect. He smiles. Lily's watercolor hangs on the fridge, a son wearing sunglasses, titled Miss T's New Life. You know, I think you've got a fan club. I have a life. That's better. They eat in companionable quiet. The city breathes through the window. Interior studio, later that night. Abigail stands before a blank canvas. She writes across the top edge in pencil. For the woman who folded everyone else's clothes before she learned how to unfold herself. She lifts the brush. The first stroke lands, wide, confident, irreversible. Her voice, low, steady, like a thought forming words. Abigail in VO. He said he was going to find himself. He did. And I found someone too. Me. She steps back. The painting glows wet and alive. Fade out. Text on screen. You can start over. You don't need permission. The last sound is the gentle clink of a mug set down on a counter. Porcelain, blue, unchipped. The end.